I'm Lawrence Cherney, founding Artistic Director of Soundstreams. Welcome to our Insider program. It's a pleasure to have one of the performers in our upcoming Electric Messiah with us. Please welcome Teiya Kasahara.
Thank
I
you.
wonder if we could ask you to say a few words about yourself and your musical background.
Of course, yes. So I'm a professional opera singer. I've been singing opera for over 13 years now in Canada, some in the States and a little bit in Europe. I've also co-founded a new opera company called Amplified Opera recently. And so I'm venturing into artistic leadership and producing. I'm also a theater maker and creator and writer, and blending forms of opera and theater and taiko and electronics with new creations that I'm making as well.
I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure you've sung Handel before.
Yes, I have.
I figured you have. So when we asked you to do this, and I should mention too, that some of the performers have done this before in previous iterations of the show. This is your first time with us, and we're so pleased to have you. When we asked you to do it, what was your sense of what it might be like?
Well, I had seen an Electric Messiah a few years ago at the Drake Underground, so I kind of had an idea, but also, we're in a global pandemic, so I know a lot of companies have been pivoting to something digital and recording in spaces and then making videos. So I was really excited to just see like what could be possible with that. And also, I had been asked to do the alto part, which I was very excited to do because being a dramatic soprano and doing dramatic coloratura, you don't really sing the soprano part in Handel's Messiah so much anymore. It's not really the right fit for the voice. So to be able to explore the alto part has been really exciting, and also to sing those choruses as well, because it's the tune that we all know for sure, especially in Hallelujah.
You are singing a reimagining, your own reimagining of He Gave Us Back, He Was Despised, which of course is one of the really dramatic moments in whatever else you can say about Handel and the Messiah. It sure has powerful moments, and you've chosen to reimagine that. What was it that interested you in choosing that? And perhaps you could then give us some idea of how the process you went through in deciding how you would treat it.
Definitely. So my father was born and raised in Japan in a time where, and I'm sure the statistic is probably still similar, where there are very few Christians. So he became a Christian and was the only one of his family, and was working in the Lutheran seminary there, and then also was studying theology in Canada in the 70s and 80s here, and then became a became a minister in the Japanese United Church. So that was his life. However, we didn't speak very much Japanese at home, and I didn't attend many of his sermons. So there was a lot of disconnect there in terms of his practice, his spirituality, his language, his culture. And so I really wanted to look at the verses that Handel took from Isaiah and look at them in the Japanese, and to kind of investigate this piece, this whole work through the lens that he might have looked at it, my late father. So that was really exciting for me. And as I was getting these words, these Japanese words into my mouth, and understanding this older King James translation that I had, the Japanese King James translation, and then, modern Japanese language, I started to kind of pick out some moments where I wanted to create some colors. And so then I've also used a looping machine to do that, in fact. So those colors are created just in the Japanese language, and then I sing over top in English, just because I'm sure most of our audience will recognize the English, and I wanted to share that, and not to make sure that those people didn't feel like not included as well, but to combine more of who I am within this piece with the Japanese heritage, with exploring electronics, and not always singing so operatically or so poised in a concert style for this.
What's wonderful is that you and the other performers bring something very personal to the Electric Messiah. We know that Handel's Messiah, of course, touches on really big universal themes: love, loss, betrayal, redemption. But what's so fantastic is that everyone brings something special from that person's own heritage. And we're really looking forward to hearing what you've done. Everyone, I think, will be eagerly awaiting the broadcast of this on December 17th, and it'll be available after that. Now we'll hear an actual excerpt from this aria by Handel, He Was Despised, sung by our guest, Teiya Kasahara. And thank you for joining us.
Despised.